So, Commander Cody sent you down to us for an interview, huh? Alright. Yeah, you didn't think we still did those, but to become a part of this company, part of the Bad Batch, well, we gotta put you rigs through the right critical thinking scenarios, ones that aren't always solved with a blaster. I reckon I might argue, but there's been countless missions and operations where we had to work our way out, or in, with only the proper situational awareness and tactical evaluations to guide us. Those evaluations might have led to us blowing the clankers' heads off in a full-on assault, but we had to make sure that was the right move to make. The biggest change you'll find in Clone Force 99, rookie, is there's rarely a Jedi or commander to save your skin with a backup when you're neck deep in clankers with no way out. The kinds of missions we go on, the only brothers you've got to rely on are the ones stuck right there in the hole with you. So the biggest rule you've got to break, literally out of your engineering, is being fit to make your own choices and decisions when the situation gives you no other options. We're a unit, that's true, but even the most fine-tuned plans can go south and we can't possibly plan for every contingency. Even tech isn't that good. That's why we're looking for someone who can not only execute orders with a unique personal touch, but also can think for themselves when the situation leaves us no one else to rely on but each other. Understood, rookie? Good. Now, Tech left me some hollow simulations here. Here we are. We're going to be going over different combat scenarios and providing a set of possible solutions as part 1 of this evaluation. Part 2 will be a hands-on evaluation with tech and crosshairs after those results come in. This will help us set up the perfect combat simulation to push your limits and see how well you can perform. Ready, Trooper? Alright then, let's begin. Combat scenario number 1. Our objective is to infiltrate a separatist outpost on an outer rim world. Command isn't able to give us any intel on the purpose of the outpost, which is why we're being dropped in to figure out what the operation is about and shut it down if need be. Only intelligence we've got going in is that the outpost has troop movements coming and going via droid transports units on a regular schedule. How would you recommend we go about gaining entrance without risking whatever data they might have inside? We could A. Follow Rekka's typical preferences and go in blasters blazing, most likely punching a hole in whatever security the outpost has and engaging in a full-out firefight with the assembled droid forces. It would get us inside, but it'd be loud and it'd be messy. The second option is to attempt a remote patch into the outpost security and try to infiltrate their surveillance, allowing us to see what we can with the limited perspective of the security cameras, but also risking very little combat with the clankers themselves. Quick, quiet, but, as I said, very limited. Or the final option, hijack one of the troop transports and use it to infiltrate the outpost, giving us the element of surprise and only forcing us to engage with the immediate droid forces we encounter once we're already inside and preventing possible data loss from their consoles. It's risky and complicated, but it's also the best ticket in. Yeah, I gotta agree with you on that one, Trooper. You got style, that's for sure, but that'll only get you so far. I'll take note of that answer, though. Alright, hotshot number 2. You're pinned down with your squad in an urban setting. The only thing standing between the political leader of this planet, their family, and the clanker army that's hell-bent on wiping out the whole royal line. This is one of the few rare times where I'll say you've got backup incoming, but you need to buy yourself time and the political leader time until that happens. Your options are A. Try and hold the line until that backup arrives that I mentioned, risking something the droids end up throwing at you to slip through and compromise your objective, but put yourselves at the lowest risk because it was the orders you were given. No room to exaggerate on them. The second option is to split up your squad, sending 2 pairs to the right and left around the clankers' assaulting positions, creating 3 different lines of sight and a choke point to further ensure that the politician and their family are as protected as possible. This does, however, push your squad up further towards the clankers. It's going to make the risks significantly higher towards your own safety. C, being the final option, sends 4 of your 6 squad members to move into the structures to your left and right and plant thermal detonators. Once returned to the squad in your position, you can then use those explosives to break the foundations of the surrounding structures. This will bring them down and not only crush the forces immediately bearing down on you, but providing a barrier between any further assaults on your position. Just like on the last answer, it's risky, but it's also extremely profitable if you are able to pull it off correctly, Trooper. Yeah, I gotta agree, that's a tough one, but try and think through it quick, kid. You're only going to get a few seconds to make the decision on the field, so the fact I'm letting you think it all is already generous. Alright, good. Remember, speed is important, yes, but you've also got to make sure it's the right decision, not just for the objective, but for your squad as well. Everyone gets out, one way or the other. Alright, the final scenario, and we'll move you on to the combat physical assessment with the data we've gathered. It may seem like a short assessment, Trooper, but trust me, tech is in the background of all these hollow scenarios working as magic. You're giving him a lot more insight than you think, but go on and leave the techno mumbo-jumbo to him. We're talking tactics right now. If you end up getting brought on, you two will have plenty of time to talk shop. Alright, the final scenario for you. You're alone for this one. Your squad is keeping the clankers busy on the other side of a separatist cruiser. Meanwhile, you are heading towards the bridge, aiming to secure its captain and whatever sensitive intel is currently rattling around in its toaster oven of a head. You know your squad can't keep the enemy forces busy forever, and the longer you take, the higher the odds of losing someone go. Your options for reaching the bridge are as follows. You are able to A. Sidetrack through ventilation on your way through. It will be slower as you'll be confined to rather tight spaces, but you'll make up the time through avoiding what little droid forces you'll run into on your way through normally. Due to the nature of this option, though, it would completely prevent you from backtracking in any speedy manner if your squad needed critical assistance. Make note of that. The second option is to follow the most direct route and cut through any droid opposition you find. This path is the fastest and most combat heavy for you personally, and you would not have any other troopers to back you up, but it would get you to the bridge with the most efficiency. As your squad is redirecting most of the droid movements away from your position, you would have the least amount to worry about besides a handful of skirmishes. And also, unlike the first option, you would be able to go back the way you came and assist your squad if the situation became critical. The final option is to refuse the direct orders given from your commanding officer or Jedi and remain with your squad for the entirety of the operation, moving as one cohesive unit to take the bridge together. This is, without a doubt, the slowest option and risks reprimand from your superiors, but also nearly ensures your entire squad gets into the mission and then back out. The objective, it becomes not quite so guaranteed, but all of your safety is guaranteed. Aye, no hesitation on that one. I like it. Alright, Trooper. That about wraps it up. Tech says he's got everything he needs, so we'll start simulating the scenario for you immediately. We'll call you once it's ready, then he and Crosshairs will put you through the ringer. See if you can operate outside of typical trooper training and regulations. Personally, I think you're going to blow their socks off, but I rely on my squad to see things I can't. That's the thing about trusting your squad. You regs learn it as an army, a group. But in the Bad Batch, as I said, very rarely do we have any other support beyond each other. So, that level of trust goes bones deep. Alright, Tech, thank you. Sounds like they're ready for you, kid. Head downstairs and see what the two of them have cooked up for you. Good luck. You'll need it if you're looking to join the Bad Batch.